Christopher Watson grew up in Minnesota, but it wasn't until working in communications and marketing for the Houston Ballet that he saw himself with a career in dance. He eventually went to New York and studied under Merce Cunningham and moved to Sacramento and formed his first dance company there, and he's been back in Minneapolis for 15 years now, and he's kept his company active through highs and lows. We're going to check out some of his new work at Patrick's Cabaret and talk with Chris about how he's evolved artistically and psychologically about dance on this edition of 3 Minute Egg.
I like the idea of the clear lines and the intentional movements of ballet that have this huge history and tradition behind them. But I also like pedestrian movements that are often part of modern dance, in particular postmodern dance. So I like to combine those two things. I think that's really interesting, that everything isn't dancey in a kind of traditional way, that there are moments where people on stage as dancers become regular kind of people. So there's that kind of common humanity showing through the dance steps, as it were. My work is pretty much all relational in the sense that even if a person's doing a solo, they have a relationship to the other people in the piece in some way. And it's a very organic process, but it is relational. So that includes the audience. The interesting thing about Merce was that as a teacher, he actually gave minimal amount of information and direction. He would present material to you, either in class or as I say, to his company. And it was up to the dancers to figure out how to go about doing it. And I do that. And that's part of the choreographic process for me. I really trust my dancers in the sense that once I start to work with them, even in the middle of a piece, I'm giving over part of the control over how the piece is shaped and how they go about performing the movement. It's not that I don't care about how it looks and what they're doing, and I do give them feedback, but I really believe in this notion of trusting dancers to find solutions to things and work things out, so that process is just as important. I think we're going into another, perhaps more supportive age with the funding from the state now, but it was pretty difficult there for a while, especially the last 5 years, I would say, 5 to 7 years. It's been pretty rough for me personally.
Did you almost fold the company?
No. One of the things that I've learned, again, this is something you don't learn right away, obviously, is persistence is half the battle. It's just sticking around and keeping going.